The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
We're going to work. He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Let's go, boys.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Massey, and he finds McLaurin. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the 1st down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. The numbers for him from a week ago, 15 carries, 72 yards. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Massey.
I was so glad you had.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Massey. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They're going to look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will have a Giants first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. They go play action here on first down. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division, in trouble, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. We're scoreless after 1. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. From the gun, Massey. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw here. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Massey. And his throw here is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now a handoff as they run left side. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him think.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to get this inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And down inside the 15 he goes.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. He's going to try and do this himself. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 21. Throwing on first down. Massey. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back to throw again. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw on 2nd down, Massey. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And this one is right through. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal for the offense. 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd and 1. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now Saquon Barkley. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this one is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to try and go deep again. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. First possession of the second half now for Washington. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Massey. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Massey throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. space to maneuver at the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Yeah, big play there. When you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now a handoff looking right. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 19.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
The 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try again, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, and the Giants have taken the lead. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they use the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 6. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Yeah, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Let's go, baby.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A handoff to Barkley. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. To throw on 2nd down. Massey. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll go down at the 28.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Back to throw. Massey. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Point after, right down the middle. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Reed going to bring it out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. And to give this time to the tailback. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's an excellent stop right there here in this tie game. They're doing their best to hold the fort and at least force a field goal attempt.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. And that is, I think he caught it. He did. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So that challenge, a successful one. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 17-10 score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. He's going to try and take off with it. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from his strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And they run the option on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Massey. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Massey. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. Barkley a 1st down and more. And finally taken down at the 15. 79 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Let's go!
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. He will push his way down to about the 14. Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. There he goes left side. 30. 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. A little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, 1-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you're pressing a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now Washington down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. Throwing after the interception. Massey. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the gun, Massey. And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Massey. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw again. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. And they take a knee.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are, looking at 2-0 right now. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Giants, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.